So I'd like to call to the stage and welcome the Honourable Gordon Rich Phillips, MLC, Minister for Technology.
The Victorian Government commitment to technology goes back 2 decades. In the mid-1990s, we had Multimedia Victoria founded, which was one of the first government agencies focused on developing the ICT sector. And since then, successive Victorian governments have invested more than $1.5 billion in infrastructure, a few cornerstones, other infrastructure, research and development capability and programs to grow our ICT sector, and particularly to focus on our R&D capability in ICT. And since then, we've expanded that focus from ICT into biotechnology and into small tech. But so much of that focus has been on R&D, developing the capability, developing the intellectual property. What Startup Victoria is about is taking the next step to commercialisation and getting the benefits of that intellectual property, getting the benefits of that research and development as investment and jobs here in Victoria. And that's why an entity like Startup Victoria, developing an ecosystem, developing a critical mass, capability, a commitment to entrepreneurship is so important for our state, and why the Victorian Government is pleased to support it. In 2011, I launched Victorian Technology Plan for the Future, which is a $150 million package that brings together biotech, ICT, small tech. A lot of it's focused on the traditional areas that government focus on attracting investment into the state, on attracting employment into the state. But the area which was new and different was what we call technology-enabled innovation. And this is where we put in place a number of programs to encourage the broader Victorian community, Victorian institutions, Victorian companies, who are not traditional technology entities, to partner with technology companies to use technology to improve their products and services, to drive productivity in their businesses. Because we saw great potential in our tech companies here in Victoria. We saw great potential in partnering those tech companies with the non-tech economy to get some great outcomes for Victoria as a whole. And part of that program has been the Technology Voucher Program, many of which you're familiar with here in the room. And as I was coming in and looking at some of the projects we have outside on display, many of whom have been supported by Technology Voucher Program grants, it really reinforced the value of that program. And since we put that in place in 2011, we provided 94 grants of around $50,000 each to companies to initiate technology projects with non-technology partners. And the more advanced level, the $250,000 level, around 13 grants have been given out to partnerships between tech companies and non-technology companies, because we see the enormous potential of using the IP, using the smarts in our tech community to drive outcomes in the broader economy. And that highlights the Victorian Government's commitment to driving our technology sector and to driving startup companies, new enterprises, entrepreneurs like we have in the room tonight. So tonight I'm delighted to announce that as part of the Victorian Government's support for Startup Victoria, we're committing $100,000 in seed funding over 2 years. $100,000 over 2 years to support the development of Startup Victoria. We believe there's a great future for Startup Victoria and the work it does in supporting and nurturing an entrepreneurship culture in Victoria. We see that as incredibly important for our future economic prosperity. The brains of startups, the entrepreneurship are in the room tonight. You are the future of our startup businesses. The Victorian Government is delighted to support your endeavours and support your efforts to go global from Victoria. We've seen in the past that you can succeed, we believe you will succeed, and we look forward to supporting you in your future success. Thank you very much.